Nipsey Hussles' brother found him dying. These are his final. The caller on the other end of Samuel Askedam's phone was panicked but clear. His younger brother. It was Sunday afternoon, hours before hundreds of mourners would descend on South Los Angeles to remember a man known as much for his boastful music as for his humble contributions to his community. And days before, Samuel jumped into his car parked outside of his grandmother's house. He ignored the red blood stained the front of his brother's shirt and a hole marked where a bullet entered his leg. There's no reason for him to still be breathing, Samuel thought. But Nips was. Air rushed in and out. Growing up in turf claimed by the Rollins 60s Crips gang, Samuel had seen death up close. Bullets, when he's meant to be alive, Samuel thought. On Wednesday, Samuel recounted his brother's final moments to the Times. He says they were best friends. He was by Nipsey's. Police say Nips, born Ermias Askedam, was gunned down by Holder, a 29-year-old aspiring rapper. Video from a nearby. Holder was a familiar face in South LA. Pictures on social. He re-emerged at the Marathon clothing store on Sunday. The two men talk. Nips would pop up in and out of his store without notice, his brother and others said. Samuel worried. Nip is sporadic, Samuel said. Nip gonna pull up. He straddled many worlds with ease. His cool demeanor. Nips built his reputation in the street, saying in a 2014 interview with the YouTube channel Vlad TV that he had joined the Rollins 60s as a teenager. But over the years, that strip mall and his second home. The 911 operator told him what to do. Samuel found, when the 911 operator reached 20, the wail of an ambulance's siren filled the air around the strip mall, a place the brothers said they had been arrested many times before after the sound of different sirens. Paramedics inserted a tube down Nipsey's throat, stuck in 4 in his arm, and then lifted him off the pavement onto a waiting stretcher. A chilling scream erupted from somewhere in the crowd of those who had gathered to watch. A bullet pierced. For the first time, Samuel saw the gunshot wound on the back of his brother's head. He started praying. The strip mall was the place where Nips and Samuel got their haircut and ate burgers. It was where both Los Angeles police still patrol the area often and treat people suspiciously, Samuel said. The Marathon clothing store hired mostly felons because they often have a hard time finding work with a criminal record. Felons also are. Because of that, the man was able to shoot my brother, start running, realize nobody out there had a gun, stop, turn back around, walk up, shoot my brother 2 more times, start to run, realize nobody had a gun, nobody was responding, ran back up and shot my brother 3 more times, shoot him in the head and kicked him in the head and then ran off, Samuel dissected. If somebody would been there if I would been there I would shot back, he said. I just wish I would. The ambulance arrived at the hospital before Samuel got there. The doctor seemed to. Samuel walked toward the ambulance and approached a paramedic. I know who he is, the man said. I am a fan. We tried our hardest, Samuel recalls him saying. Since then, Samuel has been trying to come to terms with what happened, but it's hard to know who to trust. His brother's death, he wonders if the attack was a hit job or if Holder was simply jealous. It doesn't make sense that somebody from the area, that just snuck up, and just talked to him and shook his hand minutes before, Samuel said. It's mind-boggling. Samuel said he's focused on preserving his brother's legacy. He made something work in an area that was run down, that people were scared to come to, and he turned it into a landmark, he said. All races.
Raindrop, truck top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.